Greetings, denizens of the tri-state area. Jacob Weil here.
And Blue Dragon 5.
Dragon, I know what we're going to do today. We're going to activate the Recap-inator and discuss my favorite cartoon, Phineas and Ferb. That's right, in honor of the 15th anniversary and in preparation for the upcoming revival, I'm guiding Blue Dragon 5 here through the series, experiencing his reactions, watching it for the first time, and reliving my summer memories throughout the years. Today's episodes are When the Worlds Collide and Road to Danville. So we have the Whale Mingo and some Double Dutch. How you coming down on When Worlds Collide?
So, I mean, it's interesting, it's an interesting change in pace, seeing a nighttime adventure with Phineas and Ferb.
Oh yeah, it's like we haven't seen one of those polys. I mean, there's some episodes where we see them at night, but not like an episode that actually take place at night. Probably since Traffic Cam Caper, if I'm
Yeah,
not
that's the one that comes to mind. I think that I'm not counting, Not a Living Pharmacist. I mean, that's really like the prime example.
and also technically hasn't happened yet.
Well, that's what I mean. So, I mean, not count. Hence, why we're not counting it.
I know. I kind of figured.
Yeah.
But I mean, I said maybe there is one that I'm missing, but obviously most of the episodes take place during the day. So
Yeah.
so it is an interesting change of pace and kind of a low stakes, if seemingly at first.
Yeah, it's not like anything's going to collide or anything.
Nah, it's not in the title or anything.
No, come on, man. Be serious.
I mean, technically, this isn't even the first form of media to use the phrase "when worlds collide." So
No.
no. I mean, it's literally a movie. It's literally a movie, a book based on the movie. Several episodes, several things are called "When Worlds Collide." It's referenced in a SpongeBob song. It's a common phrase. So obviously, it doesn't mean anything. All right, so Dragon. Do you want to get into it, or do you want to give your thoughts on the episode itself?
I mean, I gotta be honest. I'm not fully feeling the whale mingos. It's an odd choice. This this I think there's some gags that really work in this one. That play a lot of fun, but it does feel like we're. I'm not saying it's a breaking formula that leads us to have episodes that aren't really like the top tier episodes. But this feels, I think this episode's heart's in the right place. It just feels a little like Will Mingos really?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see there's anything. I don't see personally anything.
It's not it's not the Whale Mingos isn't the nail in the coffin, but it's kind of hard to put into words what exactly isn't quite working. I think the other thing too is the whole like midnight. I think the busted chords is funny, but the whole midnight changeover is a little, it's a little okay. We need to do something with Candace.
I see what you mean there.
Yeah.
I mean, that wouldn't call this like anywhere near my favorites either, so I know pretty much what you mean.
Yeah.
I mean, not wrong. I find the Will Mingos.
Well, let's face it, everyone's here for the next episode, okay?
Yes, I know. But don't get me wrong, I kind of find it wholesome. Find Buford's friendship with Tristan a bit wholesome.
Yeah.
I don't care. I think I can admit it's not the strongest thing that they've ever done, but it's still a nice change of pace, though.
Yeah.
So yeah. So the episode actually begins at Doofenshmirtz at night, which unfortunately did not include the after hours jingle.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that would have been nice, but
it wasn't in the budget.
No, it was not.
They charge by the limerick.
And so it seemingly hit. So it goes into space and hits a strange planet. But more on that later. So the boys, along with Buford, Belgian, and Isabella, are planning this galaxy watch where they're trying to link up to a satellite, which is a pretty cool idea.
There's something here. Here's something a little odd about the episode. We placed this one earlier in this. I forget if it was earlier in this season or if it was technically last season. We went back. This episode is set. This episode is actually not. It's set during the ant farm. Well, technically, right after the ant farm episode.
What makes you say that?
Remember, they had the line referencing, Candace. So we have Linda saying, "Candace, you already summoned me looking for the giant ant farm in the backyard." And so,
Oh yeah.
so I mean, do you remember if that was this season or tail end of kind of the back half of last season?
That was this season.
Okay, that was this season. That's what I'm saying. This is. I wonder if it's like an episode order thing or not.
No, I think it's just meant to be some kind of reference to it or something.
Now that does feed I guess the fan theory, perhaps that again we're jumping all over the place chronology wise with this show.
Yep. I mean, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Anyway, so Candace, she waits. She waits out the bus accord till midnight.
Because they reached agreement only one bust attempt per day.
Yeah, and here's a book about Candace's motive here. Again, all this because her call was in quotes her in quotes important call was basically very much like a time wasting kind of call with Stacy, just like, "Hey, Stacy, what's going on?" kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Was interrupted by not even remotely the boys, just a big beam in the sky, which she barely even saw. She has no idea what it was. Just something like disrupted her train of thought. Must be the boys. I'm gonna bust them. That's what I'm saying. Very thin writing for why Candace wants to bust the boys here. As far as she can really see, they have a telescope and a projector. Is about it. Not even of all the bustable things. It's like a movie in the backyard, Candace. Come on.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, so the boys, they're using the space probe and telescope and essentially a projection unit for a little light show in the backyard.
Yeah, I still admit it's a pretty cool idea, like tapping into like a satellite to.
No, it's a great idea. It's a great idea, basically using because a natural way of having like this really amazing, almost like like one of those things. You go to like a, I guess you'd call it a laser light show. You know what I mean? You go into like an observatory. You're talking about the solar systems, and they project it all. And it's like one of those it's a thing painted on the ceiling.
Yeah, I've been to one of those.
It's like a planetarium kind of thing, I guess.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I even kind of did something like that when I was in DC at the Air and Space Museum. They had like an IMAX theater kind of thing.
Yeah, there you go. By the way, was DC fun?
Yes, it was.
There you go.
I do have a fun story though for that, relating to that.
Yep.
Like while my sister and I were there, we were trying to get to the White House, but unfortunately we couldn't because of it like being blocked off for whatever reason it was during that day.
You had to settle for the Teal House.
Well, no, actually, I actually got stopped by a Secret Service agent.
Oh, really?
Because he liked the shirt I was wearing.
Was it Perry the Platypus?
No, it was actually a Baby Metal shirt.
It was a what?
It's a Japanese band.
Oh. Well, it's nice to know the Secret Service have interesting taste.
Yep, he was pretty cool. But I literally got stopped by a Secret Service agent because he liked the band that I had on my shirt.
There you go.
Yep.
It's like, hey, you! How terrified were you in that moment?
I mean, he wasn't being loud or anything, so I kind of figured I was fine. But it's still kind
of.
Hold
on, I'm just saying the initial stop though, of like, hey, you.
Yeah, he's on a bike too, so there's that.
Wait, when you say bike, you mean like
a bicycle?
Oh, well, that's a little less intimidating.
Yeah, well, what can I say? It's still a guy in bulky Secret Service gear.
Okay.
I mean, that's kind of intimidating in its own right.
You should have said to him.
Yeah.
After he commented on the show, he said, "Get on the trike." And then you would have been shot.
I don't think you would have done that.
No, you're right.
Yeah. But anyway. So where were we again? Like in the episode? We're just talking about them setting up like the space telescope, or like linking up to the space satellite, right? That's anyway. So, what did you think of the return of the shooting star milkshake bar? I mean, I personally thought I actually thought it was pretty cool myself seeing the return of that, and it looked like business was booming.
Yep.
So you like seeing the milkshake bar return?
I love seeing the milkshake bar return.
You're a sucker for the food stuff in this show.
I can't explain why. I just it's an appreciation for quality food animation. I don't know.
Even if it's milkshakes.
Well, yeah.
That I love milkshakes.
Best, one of the great live action milkshakes was though.
No idea.
Pee-wee's Big Holiday.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah. Okay, I did have an inconsistency though. I want to call the boys out on.
Yeah. What was it?
Oh, well, Buford.
And what about Buford? What's the inconsistency?
Well, no, I mean, can you pull up the graphic? Can you?
Oh, the boy. Okay. All right.
Dan Swampy. Answer me this, guys. Buford. He's had an alien encounter with whale mingos that apparently is very well known. And yet, episodes prior, he can't wrap his mind around crop circles. Coincidence? I think not, to quote Bernie from The Incredibles.
Which we just reviewed yesterday.
Yes.
Not yesterday, but
yeah.
This week.
Yep.
But anyway, yeah.
Yes, I would look. In all fairness, I think they did mention Buford has. They kind of list out he's had a whole bunch of alien encounters, but still, it's the fact that come on. At a certain point, it's like really he can't wrap his mind. It's like an encounter.
It's just Buford being stubborn.
True. All right, anyway,
it's like you didn't believe it as he was inside it, so that was the whole point.
So Buford has Lucky Tambourine, which does crack me up. Of course, the fact that any tambourine, I want to know this, Jake. When you hear the word tambourine, especially like a prefix on a tambourine of any kind, like a special tambourine, a lucky tambourine.
On my green tambourine.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what I was going to jump to, Jacob. Do you don't you think of Recess School's Out?
That's exactly what I was referencing.
Yes.
Robert Goulet's version of Green Tambourine.
Yeah, I still can't get over how perfect it was that Mikey's singing voice was Robert Goulet, and it brought me so much amusement watching that show.
His voice is usually just so high pitched, and then when he sings, it's like Robert Goulet.
God, it's such a good idea.
It is great, yeah.
You got a Christmas episode out of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Where he met Santa Claus, voiced by James Earl Jones.
Yeah.
2 deep voice legends in one episode.
Yeah, there you go.
Both sadly gone.
Yeah.
Wait, Robert Goulet is gone, right?
I'm fairly certain, yeah, unless he's a zombie.
No, Weird Al's the zombie, remember?
No, you're right, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, Robert Goulet died in 2007.
And now we're sad.
Yes, we are.
Anyway, one talented mustache aside.
Yes.
So the whale mingo's name.
Tristan.
The the whale mingo again. Tristan, the whale mingo, not the least interesting Yu-Gi-Oh character.
I don't, I'm not familiar with Yu-Gi-Oh. Well, I'm familiar with that. I don't know any Tristan.
Well, that's the thing. Tristan was basically, he was kind of he always got the short end of the stick. He was like the tertiary fourth in the group. That was like, oh yes, him.
It's like oh, he's also here.
He's basically it's like we have Joey, who's the interesting one. We're gonna do all the depth with, and just kind of make him more interesting and cool as we go forward. And we have the other bully turned friend character, which was Tristan. And yeah, he is. He's basically Joey who without a dual disc. It's essentially it's one of the one who could barely do only until we need him to in that one season when his body got possessed. Which doesn't count, by the way. That's not him doing that. It's someone taking over his body.
Unfortunately,
I know you're very lost, though. I'm just saying, it's like when I hear that name, I'm thinking like, oh yeah, it's the guy with the pointy hair from the other guy with the pointy hair from Yu-Gi-Oh. He didn't do anything. Didn't do much.
Not
I
you.
mean, yeah, I know people are the diehard. Here's the thing. Only John Kelly would be the diehard Yu-Gi-Oh fan, but he's not here right now. But let's just say hypothetically, I know John Kelly somewhere. He's got a disturbance in the force right now. He's basically saying, "Wait a minute, he helped save Mokuba." It's like, yeah, but come on, that was busy work though. Anyway.
We have some comments.
Yeah.
Cameron Coggart saying, everyone excited about the new Phineas and Ferb? Are you? Yep, I'm excited for the new season.
Yeah.
Dan and Swampy better notice our comments to them.
Yeah.
Come on, Dan and Swampy, notice them. Hey, don't tell them to pick on us. And he agrees. He says it would be awesome if Robert Goulet guest starred on this show.
Well, it'd have to be alive for that one.
Yes.
Yes, he would.
But we did get him as a squeak toy, so I think he kind of peaked there.
There you go. I mean, so good he's in a Toy Story movie.
I mean, he was a villain in The Naked Gun, and he was a singing squeaker toy, so I think he peaked.
There you go.
Right?
Yep. His death was very memorable in Naked Gun.
Oh yeah. Almost all the villain deaths are memorable in this series.
God.
And heck, Ricardo Montalban got thrown off the building, got thrown off the stadium, then trampled over by a marching band. and then the chief was like, "My father went the same way."
God, I love that joke. Oh, God bless George Kennedy.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Anyway, back to serious things.
Yeah, this show has been. Yeah, Whale Mingos and Giant Springs are serious. You know what else is serious, Dragon? Double Dutch.
Yep. It's almost as serious as dubstep. Dubstep never dies. Anyway, so the Double Dutch machine, I love it. It's a great random joke. Just the idea that
it's not even a trap.
It's not even a trap or an inator.
Yeah, it's just like this. There's a Double Dutch machine. And the song's catchy, too.
Yeah, of course.
You gotta have rhythm when you Double Dutch.
Yep.
So, yeah, apparently, Doof's plan was to fire it tomorrow. And basically, it was the Sphere Attract-inator, which he planned to use to attract the largest ball of twine. Because he's like, the true measure of a man is a roadside attraction.
Yeah.
We don't know if the ball of twine was in Minnesota or not, though.
No.
I mean, do you think it would have been better, Dragon, or if it was in Minnesota, or?
I don't think it would have hurt.
Yep. After all, I mean, the largest. Well, probably know the largest ball of twine in Minnesota is not necessarily the largest ball of twine in the world.
Yeah. Of course, every time I think of the world's largest ball of twine, I keep thinking of the scene from Kenan and Kel, Two Heads Are Better Than None.
Oh, God. I don't know that one either.
Oh, really?
I never watched Kenan and Kel.
Like at all?
No, I haven't even seen Good Burger.
Well, come on, you don't need to see. I'm gonna say if you have to prioritize Kenan and Kel over Good Burger, I mean, come on.
I haven't seen either one. I haven't seen That Dragon or the Amanda Show or anything like that.
You don't know the orange soda craze?
I don't know the orange soda craze.
Oh, Jacob.
What do you mean? What's wrong with what's the orange soda craze?
I'm just saying that was one of the funniest things from that show. Kel, he had the obsession with orange soda. It was like a love affair with the beverage. He'd drink it all the time. It's like he has this whole mantra like, who loves orange soda? Kel loves orange soda. Is it true?
That does sound funny, but unfortunate.
Yeah, I'm shocked. You never came across it.
Nope.
I mean, the only thing I can only imagine, the only time you would have had to enter the cross nexus of Keen and Kel in media would have been the Rocky and Bullwinkle movie.
I've never seen that either.
Ah,
I know, like 3 strikes, I'm out.
knife to the heart with this one, kids. Oh my God, I apologize for my associate here. He doesn't know any better. He's just a boy.
Oh yeah, sure.
He hasn't lived.
Yeah, okay.
He's been the DC, but that's not living. Any politician will tell you the same thing. They haven't lived, darn it.
Oh God.
They haven't had their orange soda.
Well, sue me for not having seen that. All right.
Well, you'll get the summons in the mail. Anywho.
Anyway, so yeah, it's like so in a roundabout way, in Buford's preparation for Tristan's arrival. I mean, they actually do realize that the Whale Mingo planet is real, and that it's heading towards Earth.
Yep. Armageddon style.
Buford's priority, of course, is to save Tristan.
Yep. Tristan will live.
Yes. Hashtag save Tristan.
Yep. Hashtag justice for Tristan from Yu-Gi-Oh. He was the cyber commander that one time.
He was not number 1.
Yep. No, that was Joey. That was Joey Wheeler.
He was number 1.
He was number 1.
Oh God.
Yep.
So anyway, Tristan. So anyway,
Tristan,
yeah.
the guy most likely to hit on Joey's sister.
Oh God.
Anyway. See, I really do hope that this podcast does inspire some Yu-Gi-Oh curiosity. If I can get anything out of this specific podcast, or get some people, man, he's really talking about that Tristan guy a lot. Maybe I should watch Yu-Gi-Oh. Maybe I should give it a shot.
I mean, it's not like I'm unfamiliar with Yu-Gi-Oh, but I was more into Pokemon and Beyblade. I never saw the Beyblade show, but I did play with Beyblades.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm unfamiliar with it. So yeah, it's like obviously the Doof and Perry plot is interesting with the whole too early thing. Buford in a roundabout way inspires what the boys do to save it with the giant spring.
Yep.
The ball of twine catches the ball of twine Doofus catches the planet, unravels, and Buford gives him his lucky tambourine.
It's a great payoff, by the way, with the with the little ball of twine. I have this like my desk drawer.
Yep.
Oh, Jacob, there's a bit that we kind of skipped over a little bit. I want. So Candace, when she goes to bust her brothers
at midnight because it's the next day.
Yep, at midnight, she bursts into her parents' room. And Jacob, do you know what time it is?
It's Gritty Reboot time.
Yes, it's Gritty Reboot time.
You did hear the kids cheering, right, Dragon?
Not remotely on my end, no.
Oh, that's weird. So
there we go.
The folks at home got to hear it twice.
There you go.
So let on us, Dragon.
So Candace walks in, let's say in the Gritty Reboot, not to her parents listing the records.
What could they possibly? What else could they possibly be doing in there?
Oh, I don't know. It's a G-rated show. I don't know if I can say.
Well, are they playing like a deck of cards or something?
Yeah, they're playing cards, all right.
I mean, like I said, they're just playing a game, Dragon. Come on.
Yeah. The penalty for that game, I don't dare wager. Perhaps they're playing a board game.
Again, what kind of board game you Dragon?
Well,
Hmm.
I was thinking maybe a couples board game, but that's as far as I'm gonna get into that one.
The game of life.
Yep. Or Monopoly.
That too. So how does?
No, let's say like again, like the CW version would probably be in the Angsty CW version. Also, like the kind of the heartthrobby version would be Candace walks in, kind of a comedic scene. She walks out, oh god, oh she's scarred for life.
Yep.
It's like Candace, not now. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, therapy now. Oh god. We were just listening to records, darling. No look.
It's the jazz records.
Yep. We were improvising.
It's freeform jazz.
That's what we call our Saturday nights, honey.
Oh God! I've quite a taste for it myself. Anyway, yeah. What else is the gritty reboot going on, Dragon? Is that about it?
Yeah, that's about it.
Not a lot to mind from this episode when it comes to gritty reboots.
Well, I mean, this one just seemed like that was like, it's Poppmeyer sneaking in a dirty joke. It feels like we should probably,
I mean, of course, it's them sneaking in a dirty joke.
Well, yeah.
But they're just playing records, so.
For the record, yeah.
So, what are your thoughts of them springing the planet back?
Well, I mean, it worked.
I mean, yeah, it works, but works.
It's a buy. It's a buy. It's kind of full-on cartoon. It's cartoon logic to the nth degree.
Even in this show, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, where he's like literally standing, like projecting from the planet. It's like, I mean, I know that would do a lot of damage to Earth, nonetheless, but still.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the gravity.
It's not only destroyed the tri-state area, he obliterated the ozone.
Yep. So let's get into the real reason why we're here this week, shall we?
Yeah.
We're off on the road to Danville. So, Dragon, Doofenshmirtz and Perry walk through a desert. What are your thoughts?
I loved this episode. Oh, I loved it. And you know why I loved it?
I can probably think of a few reasons why.
Well, in part, and I think just appropriately, Poppmeyer, very well known for directing the Road to episodes of Family Guy.
Of course, like the first.
When I saw the title of this, I got excited. Like, oh boy!
Unfortunately, he didn't direct this episode.
Don't ruin this for me, Jacob.
I'm not Dragon. I'm not trying to ruin a Dragon, but he didn't direct it. Jay Lender did.
Maybe he ghost directed. Maybe Jay wanted to get coffee now and again. Maybe Poppmeyer was just, was just there waiting.
It's like, Dan, are you directing in my place again?
Well, here's the swamp. He's like, no, Dan, no, you're the director on this. But it's a road to swampy. It's a road to second nature. It's like, no, Dan, self-control. You had your time.
And so what's like the other basic reason why you love this episode?
I love a good buddy. I love a buddy adventure. I love a buddy movie. There's name all the greats. You got Toy Story, the Defiant Ones. You got Midnight Midnight. Sorry, Midnight Run.
And of course, Bing Crosby, Bob Hope,
Yep.
all their official Road 2 movies.
Also, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, which you can feel the influence of here. So I'm a sucker for a good buddy movie adventure, and this is great. Plus, it's a full-on kind of Doofenshmirtz Spare the Platypus episode, which is never a bad idea.
And of course, you get to see a lot of mainly it's just a lot of Doofenshmirtz talking and Perry's nonverbal reactions to it.
Yep, D. Bradley Baker loved this episode.
I'm not so sure he didn't probably get paid much for this episode.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. He loved this episode.
Well, it is. Well, either way, yeah, I really like this episode too. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think you didn't they call you in for this episode?
No, I'm the stand-in for Gromit, not the stand-in for Perry.
Are you sure? Because I thought you auditioned for Stunt Perry.
I said I was the understudy.
Right.
I was the understudy for him. Unfortunately, I didn't get called in for it.
Jacob, it's okay. You don't have to. Let's just address it, okay, folks? So, Jacob, he does a phenomenal Gromit impression. I mean, like Guinness Book of World Records caliber of Gromit impression. However, when he did he tried stretching his dramatic wings. He auditioned for the role of Perry the Platypus. Basically during the action scenes.
Yeah.
And Jacobs, frankly, his impression it left a little to be desired. It stunk up the room. It stunk up royally. I mean, it is no Gromit. I think Gromit and Perry the Platypus, it's complete different. It's a different cinematic language. He's got to hit those marks. And Jacob, he was young and foolish. He didn't have it in him. I mean, he's grown. I mean, maybe he could do it now, but I mean, his Gromit just keeps getting better and better. I mean, his Gromit is as authentic as you could ever see. His Perry the Platypus, though. I mean, again, like D. Bradley Baker, he has job security for life with this guy around. I'll tell you, if Jacob Wilde's in the world, D. Bradley Baker will never starve, friends.
Yeah. In all seriousness, I can kind of do Perry's growl.
Can you now? All right. So you see, back during the audition, he didn't do that. Had he done that,
I tried
where you would have gone now.
I tried getting his the silent gravitas. I didn't get his exact silence right.
To kind of paraphrase Kevin Smith, they wanted Damon, you gave him Affleck.
And like I said, Gromit's silence is a very different kind of silence than Perry. So
yeah, silence that was not golden.
No, not even.
There was a sad that really happened in the room. Is like he just walked in there, he just did the impression. It's like, well, we need him to make a sound too. Can you do the sound? Well, it was that simple of an audition process at the time. He had no clue how to do the sound.
It's like, and also that the con like Vincent and David Aragon like my Perry voice.
Yep.
They like my Perry growl. So
there you go.
I'm gonna take what I can get. Now I just need to do it in front of D. Baker, see if he likes it.
Oh, come on. He's gonna what's he gonna say? Is he gonna put you down for how dare you try and steal my job, you?
I mean, like you said, Dragon, he has job security.
He does. Pretty much if anything ever has a sound effect ever, he's got job security.
Yes.
If there's an animal, specifically an animal that does not exist in this plane of existence,
and that hasn't already been voiced by Frank Welker.
That's what I'm saying. He and Frank Welker, they have job security for life.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And as long as there's Scooby-Doo around, Frank Welker also has job security.
It would be really great if we did a documentary on Frank Welker. Just the fact that he's so he will not sit down for documentaries or interviews and stuff. That's the thing. He's like he won't do it. He hates doing it. Well, I don't know if he hates it. He's very shy and to himself. I guess he just doesn't do it. Be fascinating if one of these days someone could like nail him to the ground and kind of like get a camera in front of him and talk to him.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
anyway.
So yeah, the boys are embarking on one of their most exciting projects yet. Quilting.
Buford calls out the laziness of the quilting idea, which is a fun meta call out of, okay, we don't really have much for this. Obviously, this is mostly a Doof and Schmertz episode, so we don't really we got to sidestep the boys somehow. What's the most hilarious on the nose way we can do it? Well, it's going to be quilting because they're kind of out of ideas, and Buford's going to give voice to this. Then it gets even funnier. We have this great joke that cracks me up, and I've always it already set the tone for, okay, this episode's going to be perfect. Where Buford says, after he says, please, I don't want to be alone. Then they quickly said, quick, somebody say, where's Perry?
And then Baljeet immediately yells it.
He's like, you're always there for me.
And then
this felt like they were riffing in the room on that one. It was like lightning.
Yeah. But we find out that Doofenshmirtz doesn't really have time for a trap.
I love how insulted Perry is by that. By the way, he's like tapping. Hey,
he's like, hey, what's going on?
Trap? Hey.
And so basically, what Doof has in mind, because he's going to have a big part in an upcoming play for Love Muffin, and he wants to be there on time, so he doesn't have time for it. It's like nope. So instead he just decides to send Perry to the desert in order to have time, and that would be his trap. But Perry messes it up because it's also being tracked and zaps Doofenshmirtz to the desert as well.
So this is bad. Doofenshmirtz is going to miss the love. He's going to miss the Love Muffin play.
Oh yeah.
It's his big chance. He sells Perry Pie. He's like, this could turn me away from evil. Do you really want to get in the way of turning me away from evil?
And of course, if he doesn't make it in time, they'll give it to his understudy,
Rodney. Sorry, Rodney.
Yeah, that's not his brother.
I know. I meant that. Yeah. Rodney.
Rodney. Yeah.
He always reminds me of Wernstrom. Yep.
Oh God. Yeah, he kind of does. He is kind of like Wernstrom.
It's like a combination of Wernstrom and Dr. Scratch and Sniff from Animaniacs.
Yeah, I can see that.
Also evil. If you add a little bit like a dash of evil, voice of Wernstrom and look of Dr. Scratch and Sniff, you have Rodney.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, Rodney's looking forward to stepping in, so the pressure's on Doofenshmirtz to return, so he hitches a ride on Perry the Platypus's jetpack.
Yep, and it's amazing that he's able to be carried like that, and he decides to hit the turbo switch so he could get there faster.
And it ends up they both kind of fly off of the thing.
Yep, it's like, oh sure, blame the victim. You know my tendency to press switches.
Now, two things. Okay, one, Doofenshmirtz is in rare form this whole episode. Just the idea we're gonna keep him with Perry, and just these guys they've been in each other's lives for a long while, and just the fact that we really kind of say something about their dynamic where Doofenshmirtz can't shut up. There's a lot of Deadpool Wolverine in this to an extent.
If Wolverine was silent.
True. Well, I mean, he is kind of a strong silent type. He's kind of the Gary Cooper of the Marvel universe.
Sure.
Yeah. Anyway. Anyway, you see, you get my point. There's roaming a desert, kind of these very disparate personalities there. So you always have this the very chatty Doofenshmirtz already, just in rare form.
With no ruins of Fox to be found.
Unfortunately, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So basically, they start walking through the desert.
Mm-hmm.
And they get the intermittent song where, and at first we actually see, the standard dead cow skull.
Uh-huh.
It's like, why do you only see the skull? It's like, did the body die somewhere else? He raises a good point. Why do you only ever see the cow skull in these things?
Well, I want to say the other parts were scavenged.
I mean, now we're heading. I guess that makes sense. But,
coyotes probably taking the bones, and they can't lift the head.
I mean, I guess that makes about as much sense as anything.
Nah.
Let us know if we're incorrect on our biology. I mean, I'll take Dragon's word for it, but
yeah.
And so basically, we're not going to go over every single line in this episode, but basically almost everything Doofenshmirtz says is hilarious. And somehow he has 2 metallic arms.
Jacob, you know what time it is.
Yes, I do.
It's gritty reboot time.
Yay. Yeah, the children already had their fun.
I know. Thinking of Wallace and Gromit, because of your flawless impression, it does make me make me call back to the vicar from A Curse of the Were Rabbit. Yay!
That is funny.
Yeah. Anyway,
I haven't seen Curse of the Were Rabbit in forever.
Yeah, it's what I mean, especially with the new one coming out, Jake. You gotta rewatch that.
Yeah, I know. I haven't. I need to rewatch all of Wallace and Gromit.
Well, yeah.
It's hard to find.
I mean, they have DVDs out of all the shorts, like a DVD that has all the shorts on it, Jacob.
Even like the most recent ones.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Huh.
These are the shorts, mind you, but yeah.
I think Curse of the Were Rabbit's on Peacock.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, so Doofenshmirtz, we do reference it in this episode. He went through 128 hours.
127 hours.
27. Went through 127 hours. So basically, yeah, we're saying that Doofenshmirtz was the original basis for that film. He was the original guy that James Franco played.
Aaron Ralston.
Yeah.
Yep, he was. Doofenshmirtz did it first, and yet you don't hear him. He never turned that into a tragic backstory.
Nope. Again, this shows Doofenshmirtz
or an award-winning movie either.
He's a trooper there. Well, Doofenshmirtz has no cinematic. He has no proclivities for the arts.
No, he does not.
But just the fact that Doofenshmirtz has lost both of his arms. He's practically a veteran of his own stupidity, but he's a veteran, darn it.
Oh yeah.
He's lost his arms. It's basically he's becoming more and more like Rick Sanchez. He's replacing parts of his arms. Of course, does his arm do anything cool? Heck no. No, he didn't have the imagination for it.
I remember he also has a fire hydrant in his leg.
Yep.
Make of that what you will.
God.
Remember that one?
I do.
Yeah, well.
I know it's horrifying. I remember it.
Yep.
So just the fact that Doofenshmirtz is he's a sad medical marvel, just walking. Where again he's all these. He's basically imagine if Inspector Gadget were a monstrosity of science done like basically via the Elephant Man. That's essentially what we're saying with Heinz Doofenshmirtz here.
I mean, Doof doesn't really have the mechanical stuff coming out of his body though.
Well, not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
I mean, other than that one time he fused with Norm.
So perhaps this is a kind of a post Death of Superman, Cyborg Superman kind of reveal where it's like he learns he is the robot clone.
Steel, you mean?
No, Steel was the guy in the suit, Jacob. He was John Henry Irons was Steel. Cyborg Superman was the actual cyborg.
I'm getting those. I get those mixed up.
Yeah.
Oh well, I haven't.
Anyway.
I haven't seen the movie or read the comic.
But what if it was a clue that he's actually a robot?
He's a robot. Nah.
Mm.
Could it be that Doofenshmirtz is a robot?
Anyway. No wonder Norm takes after him.
Thinks he's his dad.
Yeah. See, Vanessa takes after her mother. Norm takes after his papa.
Oh God.
There you go.
Is that means whoever gets with Vanessa is going to be Norm's like stepbrother-in-law.
Yep. Probably going to look like the building.
Or look like the son of his arch nemesis.
Yep, either or.
Either or, yes.
Yeah. And maybe both. The times are changing. Who knows?
Well, let's hope not.
Yep.
Anyway.
Just imagine that. Just monogamy is kind of made into a 3-tiered system or something.
All right, all right, Dragon.
There you go.
All right. Sorry, folks.
Why does this baby look like Major Monogram but with green hair?
Oh, God. I don't think genetics works that way. I didn't think genetics worked that way.
Never put anything past whatever Ferb's got going on.
Oh, God. Maybe he pulled like in Batman Beyond or something.
You know how Vanessa covers it up.
How?
She says, "Oh, we just dyed his hair green." She says, "We didn't dye his hair green."
Oh God, I kind of want to get away with this from this tangent for a bit.
Yes. Okay, so
just bear with us real quick.
Anyway,
onto another tangent. Unfortunately, I didn't make much progress in Bear and We Bear since I was on vacation, but I did actually see a couple episodes today before I came on.
You did?
Yes, I did. I saw Selly.
Hey.
Fashion Bears. where they all start wearing clothes.
Wait, is that the one where they is that the one where Pan gets engaged?
Yes.
Oh my God! Yes, I love that one.
basically against his will.
Yes. Oh my God. Okay, so I love that. Now, is the Selly one? Is that the one where they all get the phones briefly?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, these are great episodes. Yes. Okay.
The Island with the baby bears.
Right.
And Bear.
Oh, man, how great is the Island?
It was cool. Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, you're rooting for that girl, right?
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
And of course, Bear Flu.
God, oh, the panic of the bear flu.
Yep. Kind of prophetic in a way.
Oh, yeah. Again, pre-pandemic.
Yep. Yep. So.
And again, I'm convinced, had We Bears gone on another season, they would have addressed the pandemic.
Well, maybe at least 2, considering how long it takes to make those things.
Well, no, well, true, but I'm saying by the time they did the movie, which is the finale, I think the pandemic it kind of happened during the production, so I don't know.
Well, now we have Hoppers to look forward to.
Oh, I saw like a tease from Hoppers. They got another detail about Hoppers.
Was it like the D23 Brazil thing?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So we saw like an actual like rendered frame from the film, and we got a detail that the girl is going to put her brain into so the girl is going to put her mind into a robot beaver.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It sounds cool, doesn't it?
It kind of does. Honestly, that doesn't sound to something that Honestly, that does kind of sound like that would happen in We Bear Bears.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find images from it, but unfortunately, I can't. Fortunately, there's nothing popped. All the things that people are sharing is just the new live action Stitch.
Yeah, I saw that too.
I mean, he looks good, but I'm just saying, I want to see the render from
I've seen
Hoppers.
3 things from Brazil, from the D23 Brazil. Okay, one was the Hoppers thing, the Stitch live action, and basically they just confirmed everything we already knew about Toy Story. And we just had like a nice guy saying, like, I was the coffee boy on the first Toy Story. It's about it.
Like I said, I'm not too sure about what it's gonna be like, but I still have hopes considering it's being directed by Andrew Stanton.
Well, yeah, me too. I mean, yeah.
I mean, that's
I mean,
the
look, the movie. Jake, let me put it to you this way: Toy Story 5 should be fine, but it will live or die by how we reintroduce Woody. That is what's going to potentially kill the movie. That's what we. That's the danger zone. I understand. Yes.
I'm just saying I'm cautiously optimistic, but I said I have confidence in Andrew Stanton.
Well, as do I. But that's what I'm saying. If anyone ever could pull that off, if Andrew Stanton can't pull it off, it can't be done.
Honestly, I'm surprising it took him this long to direct a Toy Story movie.
Well, he was busy with his other stuff.
I know, but still.
That's the thing. I mean, plus, Lee Unkrich, he earned that spot.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not denying that.
Yeah.
I mean, he did wonders with 3, so I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And Josh Cooley, who unfortunately is no longer at Pixar, did a great.
Man, did they let Cooley go?
I mean, he just directed Transformers 1.
No, so that's what I'm saying. Did he just leave on his own to do Transformers 1?
I mean, I think he's like, I don't know if they let it. I think he just left Pixar, just in general.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. Because I knew yeah.
I don't think he's like fired or anything because obviously he directed.
Well, not fired. Like, let's not make it. He can laid off, but
I don't think he was laid off. I think he just left.
Okay. Well, they left to do things because people really love that Transformers 1 movie, right?
Oh, it was great. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, tangent aside, I'll have to find the render for Hoppers later.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing much.
It's a beaver with a crown, man.
Looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. So where were we?
Okay, so we had the great song "Heck of a Day to Be Us," which is basically what we're seeing here. Is they're kind of trudging through the desert, and we have this great front view of them just looking miserable and shuffling.
Yep, they're just two miserable saps walking through the desert.
It's just a great idea, and again, the whole planes, trains, and automobiles thing. These guys are just miserable in each other's company.
It's like they're best. They are still best, and they're still best friends, though. They're technically like just work buddies at this point still.
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, Doof were just saying like Perry's all closed off. You're closed off. You know that?
It's like, although he admits later it's solely because he can't talk. Well, yeah, there's a reason why Perry is not the talkative one in the relationship, simply because he can't freaking talk.
Yeah.
So
or
eventually,
can he?
No,
he can't.
he can communicate with obviously hand gestures and stuff like that, and his face, which props to the animators for conveying that kind of emotion on him.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually, yeah.
Sorry, I just want to mention this. So,
yeah.
While Doofenshmirtz, while they're trudging through the desert and everything, it does dawn on me that there is an actual plot hole in this episode. As much as I adore it.
Yeah, what's that?
Why can't Perry just call Monogram for a ride?
Maybe.
For a pickup,
Maybe he doesn't have this phone on him. I don't know.
Well, it's not that. He has his hat. He has always little wrist communicators. He has options.
But Dragon, I'm going to bring forth a classic quote from Ed and Nettie. You might know what it is already.
Go on.
What, and ruin the plot?
It's good. That's a really good pull.
Thank you.
I have no comment. That's a really good pull. kids. I'm like Deadpool in that moment. The whole yeah, that was a good one. Yep. Okay.
All right.
So Doomsmirts they're gonna happen upon this junkyard, and Doomsmirts wants to hop the fence,
And
build
Perry's.
him a car, build him a vehicle, and Perry says, no, look at the no trespassing sign.
Yep.
It sounds just like Jacob when he says it.
I mean, I could try doing it right now if you want.
All right, give it a shot. Oh my God, it's like I'm there.
All right, let's not dwell on it too much, though.
All right. So
So it's like so Doof like gets into Perry's face, but be like, it's like I'll show you I'll show you I can do that without
he
you.
had his third realization.
He had two earlier, but he didn't share them.
Yeah. The writing's really on point this episode, Doofenshmirtz.
Oh yeah, and it's like he's basically telling it's not because I was a law gnome, not because I was raised by ocelots. My problem is you. He's trying to blame all of his problems on Perry. And then Perry just like
this thing is he redirects his finger right back at him.
It's like what? It's like I'm responsible for my problems.
It's a good joke and also has a nice pathos-filled payoff.
Oh yeah. It's like so Doof tries to prove Perry wrong, and then he immediately regrets his decision because it's guarded by a bunch of dogs.
The electric fence and dogs, and it's a whole
and bear traps.
Yep.
And he's like, save me, Perry the platypus. And Perry's like, nope, I'm not getting involved in this. It's almost the epitome of malicious compliance.
Well, I had a question for you.
Yeah.
You haven't gotten to those Ice Bear episodes yet, have you?
Not the ones you mentioned, no. Like
okay.
Yuri, you mean Yuri and the Bear, and what was the other one?
Yeah, it's Yuri the Bear, and it should be Icy Nights.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to those yet.
Right.
I think those were in 3. Okay. I'm still in the middle of 2.
All right.
I'll get to those soon, Dragon. Don't get me wrong, and I'll give you the update when I get there. So just bear with me.
All right, good.
I am still enjoying this show, Dragon. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great show, and as you mentioned before, I think Pixar's in good hands with Daniel Chong.
Yeah.
I can only hope that the movie turns out as good or better than We Bare Bears.
You mean Yeah.
What did you think I said?
No, I thought you said something. It doesn't matter.
I'm just saying. I hope it's as good, or if not as good, but then better than We Bare Bears.
There you go.
I mean, that's what I said in the first place.
Yeah, you did. I misheard you on my end.
All right. But anyway, I still have high hopes for it nonetheless.
Yep.
So they go back. Like, you could have at least stepped in once I got to the bear traps. It's like basically Doof once again proving that he is also the architect of his own demise most of the time.
Mm-hmm. And this is the moment where they yell in the buddy movie. They yell at each other. They go their separate ways.
But it's like when I open my eyes, and then don't open my eyes, you better be gone. But then when he opens his eyes, Perry's actually gone. It's like he's actually gone, and you can tell he's upset when he says this. And props to Dan for his voice acting work here. By the way, it's like fine. I don't need him, Perry. You can tell he's crying when he says it. And then it turns out Perry just went to get a glass of water.
I love. He could have even offered me a glass of water, and is taking this. I know that Perry's actually yeah, I could have done something nice for him.
And then he actually does bring him the glass of water.
I love that joke.
Yep. But too bad Doof didn't get to see it.
Nope. And so now the separate Doof turns on his last legs. He then sees the bus station.
Yep. And he's like, and this is where the voice acting and pathos really comes into.
This is where Pavmeyer's Emmy scene is his daytime Emmy scene.
I mean, remember he was nominated for Across the Second Dimension.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I don't think he was nominated for this episode.
No.
Although he probably should have been.
Yeah.
remember at least for Crossing a Dimension, he was nominated for the Primetime Emmy Award.
Yep.
So and do you remember speaking of Emmys, you know who else was nominated for an Emmy in a Dan related show?
Who?
His daughter.
There you go.
Yep. His daughter was nominated for a children's Emmy. In the video where he told you could just tell how proud he was.
Oh yeah.
Good job, Melly. You earned it. Anyway. So he basically goes on this like tear-jerking rant to the bus agent, like basically talking about how much of a failure he is. And how Perry abandoned him and all that, and he feels bad for it and all that. But he can't get on the bus because he doesn't have a ticket. No ticket. Unfortunately, this guy's not punching anyone off the bus.
Yeah.
No ticket.
Like Ralph crammed him with attitude.
Yes.
If Ralph crammed him worked out, he could be that guy.
Yep.
Anyway, so yeah, they're at the bus station, and Perry Platypus swoops in. He bought tickets, and it's a really sweet moment. And it's like, that was wrong.
Yeah, he's like, you're a mensch, Perry the Platypus.
By the way, just a little reminder. Dan Pottmeyer, he also, of the Family Guy episodes he directed, he also directed When You Wish Upon a Weinstein.
Yeah, I know. That's a great one.
Yep.
He also directed like PTV among others.
Yep. Oddly, the musical ones they seem to gravitate towards him. The thing about it, like 5 of the best episodes of Family Guy, 5 of some of the best episodes of Family Guy. You got PTV, you got 3 Road 2s, and you got When You Wish Upon a Weinstein.
Are those like your favorite episodes?
Well, I was.
Oh, 3 of your favorite episodes.
I mean, that PTV is possibly my favorite episode of Family Guy, so that's definitely it. I love the Road. Honestly, I really do love all the Road 2 episodes. I mean, if I had to pick one of the Road 2s, I mean, yeah, it's probably Road to Rupert, but it's the point being though, all the original trilogy of Road 2s I think are perfect, and I do love them. So I'm saying those 3 in PTV are definitely there. I really do like When You Wish Upon a Weinstein. I don't think it's my favorite, but I like it.
I mean, it's one of the infamous ones too.
At the very least, I love the musical section of When You Wish Upon a Weinstein. If I just pick one moment.
It's like, even though they killed my lord.
Even though they killed my lord, I need a Jew.
It's like, and he also directed the Shapoopy sequence too.
Yep.
So yeah, like all the early musical stuff you can thank Dan for on that one.
Yeah.
He directed. I think he also directed the episode where they go south or something like that too.
Oh yeah, you mean the Love and Die in Dixie?
I think that's the one. I think that's the one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think he directed that one.
Okay.
Which kind of makes sense considering he's from Alabama, technically.
Well, the dark. Oh, yeah, we had that super dark joke in that episode.
Yep.
You remember it?
Is it the one where it's like, my daughter?
Yep. My daughter would absolutely love you.
Oh, yep, I remember. I know that one.
By a small child.
Yep. Yep, it's sick and wrong.
Oh, God.
It's amazing that of all things, that joke ended up on network TV.
Literally, Seth MacFarlane did like a list on like one of the DVD sets about like the most messed up Family Guy jokes at circa the time he did the thing. And from the original ones, you had that joke, and you had like Stu being breastfed by Peter.
Oh God! And those are the things that managed to get on network TV. Not even the uncensored version. That's straight up in the regular TV version.
Yeah, that's just the episode.
I mean,
this is before they did the uncensored stuff.
Oh God! It's amazing that they're able to get away with even then.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, I mean, still hilarious though, but.
Plus, there's still the whole shocking battle between the family, and there's no music underscoring it as they beat each other to a pulp.
Oh God.
Yep.
Family Guy used to have some kind of class.
Yeah, class.
Yes, I said some kind, Dragon.
Yeah.
there were some classy elements.
No, I'm with you. I got you. I know what you mean.
I mean, it managed to balance the highbrow and the lowbrow back then.
Yeah.
Now
well,
it's just now it's just mostly lowbrow.
It's all bad now.
I mean, there's occasional good stuff here and there, but
once in a blue moon, once in a blood moon, even.
But just kind of like classic SpongeBob, Simpsons, and stuff like that. Early Family Guy was brilliant.
Yes.
When Seth MacFarlane stepped out, well,
bye.
Bye. See, our references come full circle since you brought up Deadpool earlier.
Yeah.
See, our tangents do ultimately circle around.
Also, with the Planes, Trains, and Automobiles referendum, Ryan Reynolds is obsessed with John Candy.
All right.
I'm just saying, he's in that movie.
It's a good movie.
I think he loves John Candy most in the movie Uncle Buck.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Both John Hughes movies, right?
I
think he was at least involved with them. I don't think he directed those.
Yeah.
Am I right?
I think John Hughes. I know he's involved. I forget if he directed Uncle Buck or not. I think he did.
Oh, he did. He did direct Uncle Buck. You're right.
Yeah. Anyway.
So they both try and get on the bus. The driver's like, "Sorry, no animals allowed." It's like, "Sorry, Perry the Platypus." Immediately
instantly, he's not getting the lesson at all. He just gets on the bus. He's like, "It's air conditioned too."
Oh God.
Just prices. They just yammering on to this poor lady next to him.
He's like, and he's starting to feel good. It's like, my poor little nemesis is out there.
And they're talking about Creplock.
Yep.
So then we have a nod to Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
The dinosaurs.
And we see the dinosaurs. Like, stop the bus! See if this eager Doofenshmirtz face.
Is that really a reference to Pee-wee's Big Adventure?
I mean, Jacob, it's pretty synonymous with that movie. We see that. I'm not saying other movies haven't used those dinosaurs, but I have to say, especially in a travelogue like this.
I mean, it's a real location too.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's real. I would be shocked if that wasn't a direct reference to Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
I mean, it makes sense if it would be. And yes, Galvatron, they are making an Ice Age 6. I don't know how they're going to get it without Blue Sky, but who knows? Maybe they have another vendor working on it.
Oh, by the way, real quick, can I take a second to just talk about the previous episode real quick?
I mean, when worlds collide?
Yes.
All right.
I meant to mention this, but we kind of speed ran through to get to the good stuff.
Yeah.
Very end of the episode, we have this utterly disturbing Phineas moment.
You mean when he was like, "Hey, sleepyhead, would you like a snack too?"
Yes, his face looks so demented in that shot.
Yeah, he doesn't really look good even in three-quarter.
It's that and the line, the way it's delivered, and that's, "Hey, sleepyhead, you want a snack too?"
It's like he doesn't really look good in the three-quarter profile, does he? Then
no, I mean I'm not crazy, right? That looks off.
I mean, it's not as bad as him facing forward.
Well, I of course, but I'm just saying, doesn't it feel unsettling?
I mean, not as unsettling as when he faces forward.
I still think it's that and the line. I think that and the delivery it just makes it unsettling.
Oh well.
Anyway,
it didn't linger on it though.
Doofenshmirtz returns with a jetpack.
It turns out it was in the dinosaur's mouth.
Which was a nice payoff.
Yep. And then he carries Perry back to Danville.
Which, You know, when we have these planes, trains, and automobiles moments, those remind me of buses, oh God, buses, boats, and bicycles. Buses, boats, and bicycles from Hey Arnold.
I didn't see that episode of Hey Arnold.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Dragon. I've seen like the first season of Hey Arnold.
Okay, so, but I think pretty direct, pretty straightforward. Just it's a parody of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles with Helga and Harold in the John Candy, Steve Martin roles.
Oh God.
Like Helga's Steve Martin and Harold's John Candy.
Oh God.
And it starts off at Candy Factory, so it's appropriate.
Yeah, it makes sense. I need to watch more of Hey Arnold.
Yes.
Dragon, I've seen Hey Arnold. It's not like I haven't watched all of it. It's not that I haven't watched it all. I've even seen the movie.
Well, yeah, but you just told me. Did you just say you only saw season 1 of Hey Arnold?
I don't know. I said I've seen at least the first season.
Yeah, at least the first season. I said there were major gaps in Hey Arnold.
I don't remember how much I've seen of Hey Arnold, Dragon.
Come on, man. That's a binge.
I know.
It's like that whole series is only like one miss in the entire series.
I know, it's Arnold Betrays Iggy.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen like a lot of the important ones, like Helga on the Couch. I've seen that one.
Yeah.
And it's a great one too.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've seen it. It's not like I haven't seen it at all.
Yep.
So don't you?
Did you see the Veterans Day episode?
Yes.
Good.
Also seen the one where Mr. Wynn becomes a country music star.
There you go. What about Oscar Learns to Read?
I don't think I've seen that one.
Aha!
What do you mean?
No, I mean that's another one. You gotta fill those gaps, man.
And I've also seen Pigeon Man.
Well, it's a war crime not to have seen Pigeon Man, Jacob.
And Stoop Boy.
That one too.
It's my Stoop.
Stoop Kid, but yeah.
Stoop Kid, yeah. It's my Stoop.
What about the Mickey K-Line episodes?
No, I don't think so.
Ah!
I've also seen the opera episode.
All right, good. Oh, what about the dodgeball hostage episode?
I don't think I've seen that one.
Ah!
I can't name every single episode I've seen, Dragon. I know I've seen. If I got their names, I'd probably recognize them if I've seen them, but unfortunately, I can't remember them.
Okay.
Maybe I'll also need to add another segment where I talk about the Hey Arnold episodes I've watched.
All right. Anyway.
I mean, let's get back to the other show with kids with weirdly shaped heads.
Yes. So back to the episode here. We get
Doofenshmirtz.
So Doofenshmirtz ends up falling with style.
So it's like Perry activates the turbo button. He straps him in. He's like, "You're trapping me."
By the way, in Toy Story, there is a turbo button.
Toss him overboard.
No.
To be fair, in that scene, I think, when he's like when Woody's just taking out the RC and just throwing him out, he could have explained what he was doing.
I mean, come on. If they actually looked, they would have seen what he was doing.
I know, but he still could have explained it. Hey, I'm just borrowing him to help Buzz.
Yep.
But instead, he just grabs and just throws him out of the moving truck.
It is really funny when you think that they thought he actually murdered Buzz Lightyear horrifically.
It's like when he pulls his arm into the murderer. Oh my god.
Yep. Slinky!
Yeah, hey Dragon, have you actually done a retrospective on Toy Story 1?
I am pretty sure we did. I know we did too.
Because you know what next year is.
That's the thing. I'm fairly certain we did, and well, we might reevaluate things.
It's the 30th anniversary.
Yes.
So
we'll see how things go.
Yeah. I'm just saying, if you haven't done it.
Right.
It's the big 3-0. So anyway, Rodney's getting ready to go on stage. Perry asks Doof to trust him so he can get there on time. And
Yep.
then Doof makes his grand entrance.
I love that the play, from what I can tell, the play is essentially Gone with the Wind.
With pizza, apparently.
Apparently, that's the thing. I shall never. And honestly, you know what's really great about this? I was really pleasantly surprised.
What?
They used actually the really good line that no one ever talks about from Gone with the Wind. It's like the end of Act 1 of Part 1 of Gone with the Wind.
As God is my witness, I'll never be hungry again.
I'll never go hungry again.
I'll never be hungry again.
Is it be hungry or go hungry?
Be hungry.
Is that what they say in this episode?
I'm not sure.
As I'm saying, I might be conflating it with this episode, so I'm wondering why I'm getting,
I was like, well, the actual line from the movie is "I'll never be as God is my witness. I'll never be hungry again." From what I understand.
Yeah. So here it may have been be or go, but let's just the point being that I shall never be hungry again. Pizza delivery.
And then the curtain comes down. So Doof.
I love everyone loved it though. It's like, yeah.
He's like, well, I mean, he came in through the roof to deliver pizza. I mean, who wouldn't love that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you deliver pizza, Jacob, but
I mean, if you don't come crashing in through the roof, are you doing it right?
That's how Gonzo delivers pizzas.
Like, well, they do that, or like being launching it into with a cannon.
Yeah. Well, no, that's how Crazy Harry does it.
Crazy Harry explodes it though.
Well, he blows it up to launch it though.
Yeah, or he's responsible for the exploding pizzas from the previous.
Yeah, there you go. It's Crazy Harry's secret, secret recipe. Just a dash of nitroglycerin.
So yeah, Doof gets his moment in the sun as the pizza delivery guy, and then it turns out Buford fell in love with quilting.
Yep. Not the rest of them, not so much.
It's like, actually, I didn't find that too interesting. That was a day wasted. Like another thing that Phineas doesn't like: quilting.
Yeah.
We can now name two things that Phineas does not like: zucchini and quilting.
Still love that zucchini joke.
It is great. So that's two things that he doesn't like. So will we find other things? Well, he doesn't like it when his sister doesn't get on a tricycle.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so
imagine that was like the one thing that actually busted him. Like, Mom, Phineas was mean to me. He told me to get on the trike. I didn't want to get on the trike. He made me do it. She's emotionally scarred for life
because her little brother yelled at her.
Every time, like Jeremy saying, "Hey, Candace, why don't you get on the bike? Bike? It sounded like trike. Jeremy, how can you say something like that to me? You're so hurtful."
Save it for the gritty reboot.
Yeah.
Well, this definitely was a fun of that. He was just about to mention the tricycle.
Missed it by that much.
Yeah. It's basically become a recurring thing where Phineas yells at Candace in all the special episodes. Like, we haven't actually seen them yet, but it kind of becomes a recurring thing. All right, so do you want to call it for tonight, Dragon, then?
Let's do it.
All right, so thank you, Code Gas, Galvatron, Little Blue, and Cameron Cochran for joining us this evening. And be sure to join us next week on the Recap-inator, where the Flynn Fletcher family goes on a safari. Good night, everybody. Doofenshmirtz.